There we go. We're anchored at Farne Islands. Farne. Right. On. 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 Dive bombing. Let's have a walk up to the lighthouse if that's alright now. That's one of them. There's boats everywhere. All coming to see the Farne Islands. Let's get out of it. Let's get over to Hurley Island. It looks worse out there than it is. It looks worse out there than it is. That's where all the rocks are, obviously. So I'm hoping it's a lot better when I get out there. It's a lot better when I get out there. Let's go. We're drifting. Help! Too choppy to get ashore today for me in the little dinghy. It's a shame, and I'm not staying there tonight because they're threatening a lot stronger winds and bigger swell, and it wasn't that comfortable at the high tide. But yeah, beautiful, stunning place. Next stop, Hurley Island. Wow. Look at that. I did not expect this out here. It's a lot wilder than I thought. I don't know, about a half metre, maybe 0.8 of a metre swell. Not 4 metres. Gee, that one building there. Sometimes they look like they're going to be huge and then they don't turn into anything, and the next time you think, oh, that's nothing, and it just suddenly drops away, the water from underneath it. And massive. You've got a big hole like this one. Hey. Well, this will steer the fuel tanks up. I hope I've cleaned it properly. Don't have an inspection hatch on mine, so it's only a case of flushing it through, washing it and flushing it through. No, we've got a new one to fit. That's a job for a rainy day. You missed all that coming in. I can't believe it. Sliding leads 2 markers up now. Keeping an eye on my depth. 3 metres. Got past the worst bit, I think. Oh, we made it. Oh. There we are, washed and changed, ready for the pub. Go see if I can find a steak pie. Left boat there. Got my dinghy just down the corner there. We'll head into town, into Lindisfarne. Let's go to the top of here, have a look. There's the castle. The old monastery. Apparently haunted. I mean, who's going to live in that now and get wet? I can't imagine there being any ghosts in there. Beautiful. I love it here. Lookout tower. See the pub from here. There's the first one. Yes. Oh, lovely evening. Well, I've had me steak pie. Didn't share it with you the other day. Come for a walk, and this is open. Have a look out. Really impressive. That's even a new building. Got all the things what it's about. There we are. Sat there in the bay. Another hour before high tide. And it tells you about all the landmarks down here. And St Mary's Church and the Priory. Really quite cool. Didn't expect it to be open, not at this time of night. Quite a nice warm refuge as well, I suppose, if you get stuck on the island. It's nice and warm up there, but you feel the difference, it's much cooler here. More history. Hey, what they do with the old hulls of the boats, they're making shed out of them. They're all down on the front there. Pretty cool. Good morning. I'm just going to see if I can get into the harbour today, because tonight and tomorrow and the day after I think it's going to be 40 mile an hour gusts. So we don't want to be out here, and I think from the south-southwest, which is not protected here, I've just lifted the stern anchor. Become a good seaweed trap. We'll get that shifted. Right, we're going to get the anchor up now and see how much weed's on that. Anchors away. Let's see what we can find. Attached to the mooring buoy, and it can just not go right. Just slips away, or you try and hold it in place while you get a line on it. Next thing you know, it's pulling out your hands because there's just too many forces against you. Just able to hold it, just. Wild and windy Sunday morning in Hurley Island. It's blowing a hoolie. It's forecast 48 miles per hour gusts. We're on board today, just make sure everything's okay. And whilst we're on board, we're going to get on with a few jobs. First job, I've already done it. Get the whole place into workshop garage mode. Just wired this little USB charger in, just there, because I've never had one actually next to the bed sort of thing. I've always had it over in the main fuse area. So set that up. Just trouble is now though, sometimes I go for the charger and there's a drink there. It could be dangerous. Before we start anything else, the selfie stick, it's seized. Obviously they're not made from stainless or whatever. I'm meant to be dunked into the sea, because I sometimes use this for checking around underneath the keel, making sure there's nothing fouled or whatever. I think it's seen better days. However, I've had it soaking in some diesel. Hopefully it'll feed it off. We'll give it a whirl. You watch, it'll just break. And as soon as I grab this, it's going to snap into it. And there's not enough there to get hold of. Oh, or is there? Oh, there might be. Got another pair of grips on it. Why, that's got hold of it. Come on. Hey, we're back on the selfie stick. So, right, next job. Bought a while ago. It's arch last year, and I've never got around to fitting it. So that's today's job. That goes over here and sits up here, ta-da, like that. So that's the plant. So we'll get cleaned up. Big chunk out of it there. Looks like I've marked it all out for the instruments and things. And as always, there's a locker to empty. Empty this locker here to get at those two instruments there, which is the depth gauge. What we got there? That's the speed log, I think, that one. Yeah, the speed log, and then that one's the depth gauge. So we'll get that out. We'll obviously clear all this up, and then we've got that lot to empty. You in? Can you see? Right. Fishing rod. Caught my first fish the other day. I've never caught a fish in my life. Stopped off at Farne Islands and I caught my first fish. I had to ring my uncle and ask him, now what? He says, well, gut it and eat it. I said, well, I've just had bangers and mash. I said, oh, well, put it back then. So I put it back. Another job I've been on with is recovering these. They're quite effective. Come with a kit, you get a new bit of rope and a fender cover. Just makes it all look shiny and new, even though they're not. Ta-da! Might come in handy today if we drop anything on the side. Overboard. Full. There we go. Let's have a look in and see what's what. So that one's just sitting on there like so. So we need the wires up to here. That's a vent, and I've got access to that. I've got access to that. So if I was to bring them up around here somewhere. Right, I think it's time to celebrate. We've achieved something up to now, haven't we? Cleared all that out, got all the locker all there. We've virtually got all that all disconnected. I've climbed out, so I'm having a cup of tea to celebrate as far as we've got. Kettle's on. Wash the cup out. Let's have a brew. Hi, thank you so much for watching. We're currently just motoring our way along the fjords, 25 knots of wind, in some fantastic sights here, waterfalls, some lovely walks, bit of nature, some fantastic views and things. They'll all be coming up in future episodes. Next episode we'll be finishing off the instrument arch. We'll have a cycle trip with some provisions and whatnot across the causeway in Hurley Island, and then we'll be have a walk around the island itself, going to the castle, see the sights. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.